send her the file.
Okay, yeah, I see it now.
Okay, and then I can send you a link afterwards.
Perfect. Hey guys,
Now you're in North Carolina, right?
North Kakalaki.
All
I'm gonna
right.
turn my video off because one, I'm ugly, and two, it slows everything down. So where are you in Raleigh? Is that right?
Fayetteville,
Fayetteville,
North
okay.
Carolina.
Fayetteville, North Carolina. Isn't there Fayetteville, Arkansas as well?
There is. Yep.
Well,
Razorbacks.
there you go. And
Nice.
you're at a Chevy dealership,
Cool.
correct?
Yes, Chevy. Yes, sir.
Okay. And then just give me an idea what size, like how many new and used do you guys sell a month?
We do anywhere between 70 to 100 new and about 60 pre-owned a month total. How many cars we do?
And Octavia, I'm just
60
curious.
used, 60 used, and about from 75 to 100 new.
Okay.
Gotcha. And how did you, Nate might already know this, but how did you find out about us?
Um, from the F&I 20 group.
Okay, great, great.
Yep. Awesome. Okay. And then tell me a little bit about the structure of your dealership. You have what, two F&I managers spinning deals?
We have three sales managers that submit the deals, do everything, and then we have three F&I producers.
Okay. So deal comes to the desk from a salesperson. Sales manager works the entire deal, finds the right car,
Hmm.
gives them a payment range, submits the deal, gets it approved. Customer agrees to whatever rate they're showing.
Hmm.
Then it goes back to F&I to sell products.
Yes, sir.
Are any products pre-sold on the floor, or is F&I has to make their own check?
We typically try to hold stuff if we can.
Okay. As far as products or rate or both.
If we can, we try to present up front, but normally they close everything in the back.
All right, cool. Very cool. So basically they're just back there printing money and watching YouTube videos until you send them back something.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. Are you guys hiring? Just kidding.
Yeah.
All right, let me share my screen. Am I still sharing my screen, Brett?
You are. Yep.
Okay. So quick overview. I'm from the finance world. I was a finance manager and director for 15 years. I
Mhm.
was in a big store in Seattle. We had probably 60 lenders that we could use between Cuddle and DealerTrack and Route One, and we probably used the same five or six on most every deal. And I kind of always felt like we were leaving money on the table, and not because they were the most profitable, but because they're easy. And those are the lenders I knew the best, or maybe one of my buddies worked there and I got some tickets once in a while to a basketball game or a baseball game or whatever. And it, rather than what's best for the customer, what's best for the dealership, a lot of times it was just
Right.
what's easiest.
Mhm.
And so I was always looking for a better way to manage my lenders. Quickly found out there wasn't a program out there that really did it. It was just kind of you have to learn as you go, and what you know is what you know. And as rates change, you got to be updated. And that was back in the day when credit unions would change their rate sheets once a year. Now
Mhm.
they're changing twice a month,
Yeah,
and
that's enough. Mhm.
just trying to keep up to date on who's doing what. It's impossible. Now, do you guys use DealerTrack, Route One, Cuddle? What are you guys using?
DealerTrack, and Cuddle for credit union.
Okay, cool. How many lenders do you have in your Cuddle?
Let's see. Oh,
Just ballpark.
probably about 16.
Okay. And do you
Look at
use
it
many
now.
of them, or do you only use them when you have to?
Well, normally we don't. I think we don't use that many there. Mostly we're going to use is Coastal and First Tech
Okay.
and maybe Sharon View.
Okay.
And some of the other lenders are duped in that are in DealerTrack like Global and
Yep. Some crossover.
yeah,
Westlake, maybe.
Exeter, yeah.
Yep. Cool. So I was kind of in that situation where it's like, how do you keep track of all this? And I always felt like, if one of my main lenders didn't buy a deal, maybe it was a weird deal. I needed 84 months on a 5-year-old vehicle that had 100,000 miles, and I was only financing 20 grand. It's like, where do you send these deals to?
Right.
So, long story short, couldn't find anybody that did what I wanted. So, that's where we came up with the idea for EDirector. Brett's on the call as well with me. He's the co-founder. He's the one that wrote the program. and together we've created EDirector. We take every lender that you have access to through DealerTrack, Route One, Cuddle, the IN, GM Financial, whatever. We take those lenders and only those lenders, we put them in the system, and then based on your customer's zip code, it's going to identify which credit unions he qualifies for, as well as national lenders. And then we sort it from there by, credit scores, term, all of that. And then we also load your inventory into the system through vAuto or whoever you use for your inventory provider. And we tie all that into your CRM as well. So what CRM do you guys use?
eLeads,
Perfect.
and we have the auto too.
Perfect. So we're integrated with all those, so it'll be seamless. Basically, all you do is you put in the customer's name. That's going to pull in the information based on their zip code. You're going to load their credit score. That's the only thing you manually load. We don't have access to your customer's credit for privacy purposes. Whatever vehicle is in the system and through your CRM, it's going to pull that in as well. In this case, it's a new vehicle, so MSRP and invoice is going to be loaded. If it was a used vehicle, we also pull in JD Power and KBB. Any fees, titling, license fees, all that's figured in. Your taxes are pre-calculated. If there's a trade, we figure all that in as well. In this case, we've got a maintenance, service contract maintenance and gap pre-sold. If you have a business loan with or without a guarantor, we can show that as well. And we're looking at 72 months, and this customer's got $5,000 down. Okay, so and these are all in sliders, so I can see that at 72 months, I've got 15 lenders that qualify. If I had to go 84 months, that's going to drop down to 10, whatever the case is.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So if I go down to 72, I've got more lenders. Let's say I can also do it backwards. Let's say this customer just comes in and says, hey, I'm looking for a $900 payment. I don't want to finance long term. I got $5,000 down and I want a new Silverado or whatever, or new or used, doesn't matter. I want a Silverado. I want an $900 payment, $5,000 down. What do you got? So I can do a search. This is going to pull all of your vehicles in inventory into the system, show which ones I can sell for, lowest payments, and then work my way up as I go, seeing different vehicles that I can sell. I could also
like do it
reverse
backwards.
this.
Okay.
What's that?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Like do it backwards from the
Yeah,
information
if a
you
customer
load
comes in, they're not landed on a vehicle, I can land them on a vehicle by payment.
Okay.
Because you always have somebody coming in, oh, I need a third row SUV for $500 or more or less, right? And it's like, what do I got? So this makes it real quick. You can see how many lenders qualify, all of that. So let's go with this one here. So we're going to work the deal on this new vehicle. From there, I can see, let's say my finance manager is a little bit better. Oops. $3,500. Let's say they sold Gap for $999 and sold maintenance for $2,000. Oops. All right. So first off, we're going to pull in all of your national lenders like Bank of America. You would never know where Bank of America is going to be at on this deal until you actually submitted it to them, right? Because there's no rate sheet. We do have an API with most of the national lenders, so we can actually show you where they're going to be at before you submit it, which is huge. So I can see that at Bank of America, my buy rate is going to be 516 or 5.69. I got my payment. I can see what my back end advance is, how much I can sell on the back end, how much my front end advance is, and then what my flat is at buy rate. And then I can see that I can mark it up all the way up to 2 points. If I mark it up 2 points, payment goes up $55. And then I can see that my reserve is going to be $2,900 if I mark it up the full rate. GM Financial, it's going to come in at 5.9 on this vehicle. I can mark it up to 7.9. I can see what all my different rebates are. Same thing with Ally. If there's bonus cash available, if there's any select rebates, what my rates are, Westlake, so on and so forth. Regional acceptance. I've got some credit unions in here as well. It's going to identify if I need more money down or, amount finance is too much, whatever the case is. We identify what credit bureau is used and if they allow alternate credit bureaus or not. So we can credit surf if we've got a higher TransUnion than Experian score or whatever. Do you guys typically pull all 3 models or just one?
All 3.
Perfect. That's what I recommend. So you can see in this case, Equifax, Experian, or TransUnion is used. So we're telling them, hey, if you're going to go to global, at 9.95, make sure you pull Equifax, because in this case, we're pulling a 735 Equifax, and maybe we can get a tier bump. Get your payments at each rate, your back end advance. This identifies if it's in the red, you're over advanced. If you're in the green, you're good to go. So I can see if I go to GM Financial, they're going to give me $6,000 on the back. I've sold 6,500, so I got to cut somewhere.
Right. Okay. So you
All
have to
these
worry
other
about
ones are
funding
good.
delays.
At Global Lending, I got to cut my service contract. I can only do $2,500 on a service contract. $3,400 on a service contract at CPS. Just kind of identifies how much you can sell your gap for at different places, whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
Front end advance is the same. It identifies if you're using MSRP or invoice, if it's a plus 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 call or not, how much room you got left based on your advance. In this case, with $5,000 down, no negative equity on a trade, everything looks really good. But let's say this guy had a $40,000 trade. We ACV'd it at 40,000 as well. But his payoff is 52. Bought the car during COVID. Right. So he's 12 grand flipped. Well, now I could see all my lenders over here. Now I'm going to be, probably having to go to my captive because I'm getting 140% plus plus plus, right? Where
Mhm.
here at 130%, I'm $200 away still.
Okay, but I like how it still shows you where you're at.
Yeah, it shows you where you're at, how much money you need down to get to where you need to be. Make it not quite so
And this
bad.
information is it updated from straight from the lender?
Yeah, great question. So
Okay.
your national lenders like GM Financial, Bank of America, all of those rates are live rates based on zip code, based on the vehicle, VIN specific. Since they're not published, we're getting those live. The other lenders, like the ones that are going to be in your Cuddle, or maybe some of the ones that you have in Route 1 or DealerTrack, that are, more regional or local lenders. We update those every week through DealerTrack, Route 1, and Cuddle. We take the rate sheets, we compare them against itself, and then we update them at least once, if not twice a week.
Okay.
And if you ever notice that one just updated and it's not accurate, you can just, shoot me a text, and we can get it moved to the top of the queue
Okay.
if it updates before we were actually ready to check it. And I guess the other nice thing, is I mean, you're not working with CDK or, sending a queue into somebody in India trying to get something fixed, and it takes 2 weeks to get back to you. If you
Yeah, it's
need
pretty
anything,
quick.
you can call me. You can call me, call Brett. I mean, if you're working a deal and something doesn't look right, I'll get on the phone with you and we can work it together, and I'll work it all the way through submitting it and getting it approved. I mean, I enjoy that part of the relationship. If it means coming out there and sitting down with you guys for a couple days to, down the road and working some deals and training everybody, I'm cool with that. Most of our dealerships prefer to do just Zoom training online, just because nobody really wants an
Time.
extra
Yeah.
person in their dealership sitting over top of watching them do deals. I find it, I never liked it when bank reps came and sat in my office. I just wanted them to get the hell out of my way so I
I
could go
like
back to watching
bankrupts.
YouTube videos.
I like bankrupts.
You do? Do they bring you
Yeah.
socks still?
No. I like when they bring you pins, and the information to the point of contact.
Yeah. No, it's always nice knowing who's on the other end of a phone, right? To, build
Yeah.
that relationship and try to get a favor done once in a while.
Hmm.
For sure. And I'm not saying that we would ever try to replace that relationship, but what we do, where it does help is like, you're not going to send this to Wells Fargo at 78 months, right? I mean, you should know
It's not
that.
going to waste a click because it's not going to show
You're
you it's
wasting a
not going to work.
click. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
and now your bankrupt's mad. Like, why do I got all this look to book on deals? Like, it looks like we're not buying anything, but you're not sending us anything we want to buy.
Right.
Like you see all these red X's. It's like, okay, well, 72 months is the max for this deal. 72 months, 75 months is the max for this deal. 72 months and you're over financed. We're getting it's just going to constantly tell you exactly what's wrong and why, why you're getting these turn downs.
Right. So you can kind of understand the structure.
Exactly. Now, and let me show you one other thing. Like, let's say you're working this deal, right? and the payment's just too high. You're at $900. If you're selling it at buy rate, you're $900. And the guy's like, I just want to be at 800. We can also show leases.
Mm-hmm.
So if you click on the lease button, it's going to show your leasing options. In this case, we're pulling US Bank, GM Financial, and Ally.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got your residual, your money factors. We also show it in a rate form, what your residual is. In most cases, your captive is going to be the best, obviously, but in some cases, US Bank may have a special, or you'll see that you're getting a $500 flat.
It's going to show
US Bank, but only 100 at GM Financial or whatever.
It's going to show a standard, not the specials, or for the program you have.
Say that again.
Standard. Will it show specials, or is it going to just show standard?
It's going to show specials if special is available on that unit, right,
Okay,
Brett?
perfect. Because we still can go and we could go look that up and see it in our portal.
Yeah, this is just quicker.
Yeah.
And then if you wanted to verify it against your portal, I'd always recommend, getting a second set of eyes.
Right.
But I kind of look at this as like you've got a 15-year finance director sitting over everybody's shoulder, and you're like, hey, where can I go 84 months with this deal? Or hey, how much money would I need down? Or who's going to give me the biggest advance? Or hey, this guy doesn't want to buy anything but Gap. Who's going to let me sell Gap for the most? Or whatever, right? Like,
yeah. What about like earlier there was a question posed like, who does the most for a certified group?
Yep.
Do y'all have that tab, like a tab like that?
Yep, we have certified right here, CPO. So if the vehicle is certified, you just click that box if it doesn't automatically check it from your inventory, and then we would show certified rates as well.
Okay.
Let's see. So that's lease. Let's look at one more thing here real quick. Let's say instead of a 735, this guy's a 535. You guys don't see anybody with bad credit where you're at, do you?
Oh yeah, all the time. Just now.
Oh shoot. Okay, well let's go
showroom
there.
right now.
All right, so let's say we're working a customer with 500 credit. We can see everybody's turning them down. We submitted to a couple different places, get nothing but turn downs.
So the red is turned down, right?
Well, red is going to be an objection before you submit it,
right?
right? So you're not going to submit it to Bank of America because your minimum FICO scores, or you're going to need more money down in a lot of these lenders. But so you can come in here to our rehash tool, say, okay, this guy's got 10 trade lines. He's been on the bureau for, a while. He's got a dismissed bankruptcy from 2 years ago. Got a driver's license and social at least. Do you guys get many I-10s where you're at?
No, we get a lot of people with no license.
Got a lot of what?
No license.
Okay. And they're still trying to buy cars?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why? That doesn't make any sense. I had a charge off in January. Hopefully they had a good Christmas. Self-employed, of course. All they have is bank statements. We have an income calculator. They say they make 25 bucks an hour. We can actually figure out what that means based on how many hours they work, or if you have pay stubs, we can figure all that out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's say
y'all did a thing with this.
What's that?
Y'all did a good job.
Thank you. Let's say he's got disability. We gross that up for you. Pays 1,500 bucks in rent. Say he's got $500 in child support he doesn't pay. And do our search. Okay, so now we're going to start looking at your subprime. In this case, Santander is at the top of our list. There's really no red flags. Their DTI is good. PTI is good, barely. Make enough income. They allow the dismissed bankruptcy, bank statements, child support, all that all checks out. Exeter, I have to finance less than 50 grand, and I'm at 58. So we're going to have to cut our back end or something to get there. Everything else looks good. My PTI is too high, but if I get rid of some of the products, maybe. I'm not going to make a happy finance manager though. PNC credit score is too low. Capital One, I need my PTI is off.
Mm-hmm.
ACA PTI is off.
The amount he's trying to get is too much.
Yeah, way too much rig for this guy, right? Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't do past child support at Wells Fargo. DTI's off, PTI's off, Chase, so kind of gives you an idea. Okay, well, in this case, I'm on the wrong vehicle. So then you come in here, work the deal backwards again, change the vehicle. Maybe this guy needs to be on a work truck instead. Sorry, bud, your dream isn't coming true today, but at least you got a truck. Now a lot of these red flags are getting better, right? My PTI is starting to get better a little bit. Okay, now I need,
Put money down, work it
10 grand
through.
down. All right, now my PTI issues are getting better. Now I'm at 24%, whatever. There we go. Now my PTI is back in line.
Mhm.
Did you see that, Brett?
Which part?
Yeah, I know. It's not automatically updated. So watch this, right? So if I'm at 5 grand down and I do my search on my rehash, right now I'm at 20% PTI, okay?
Okay.
If I put 15 grand down, my payment's going down. My PTI should be going down. It's not.
Oh, I see what you're
Still
saying.
showing at 20%. It makes me have to, if I come up to the rehash tool and research it, now my PTI is back to 15%. It's like it's not adjusting the PTI as my payment changes. I
Gotcha.
As
just
the money
noticed that,
down
so that needs
comes.
to be fixed.
Okay.
So because you increase the cash down, it should increase.
Yeah, as I
Okay.
increase my cash down, my PTI should automatically change, and the way it's set up, it's only changing if I do a new search.
Okay. I got that on the list.
Cool. But you get the idea, right? You can see as you put more money down, you can start changing your PTI, figure out how much you need to put down in order to get the guy on the right car, get the right payment, and see if are you wasting time on a Saturday on a person that's not going to be able to buy a car, or do you have something there and tell them, hey, you know what, come back on Monday, let's work this and go from there. That's about it. Pretty simple. We're month to month.
Mhm.
I'll train every single person in your dealership how to use the program. Unlimited search, unlimited users.
Mhm.
Um, I usually do a Zoom store launch via Zoom and then one-on-one because everybody, what I don't want is to have everybody come into the dealership for a day to watch a demo. I value everybody's time off and work-life balance. So I prefer to not have somebody come in on their day off, and I will work around everybody's schedule. If I have to do 5 different Zoom calls on 5 different days, we'll do whatever it takes.
Mhm.
If and then you got one-on-one training and one-on-one help, and if somebody's having trouble getting a deal bought, call me. I'll jump on with you. We'll jump on a Zoom, whatever, and put two heads together.
Mhm. Okay. 1 second, babe. 1 second.
Yep. You still there?
Hey, love. My GSM has some questions. 1 second though. Can we talk on the phone?
Sure. Yeah, I
Is
just
it
wanted to show you guys one more thing before I get off.
okay?
One other thing you can do is once you figure out, where you want to go, we also do have a pencil available so you can put in, what the vehicle information is, how you want to pencil it, what rate you want to pencil it at. Show your finance terms, show your lease terms, everything that you want. And then when you do your cert, then you can create a pencil from here as well. That's going to be up to date, accurate based on live rates rather than just guessing. A lot of our dealerships are using this to replace whatever they would, first pencil or whatever they're normally using in their store, and saving You know, I think First Pencil's $500-600 just to have it added on to your CRM. And the whole price of EDirector is $9.95. I think since you guys are on the came in from the 20 group, I do have it. They have a group rate at $7.95. So, and I would include this for free with that deal as well. So, and like I said, it's month to month, no long-term contracts, no, cancellation fees. Use it. If you try it out, if you like it, great. If not, we'll still part as friends.
Sorry, you can't hear me. I was talking. I said,
Oh, no
so
worries.
I'm going to Thursday. We have our meeting. We're going to go over it, and then I think he's pretty strong on it because he wanted to see the presentation and everything.
Perfect.
All
Well,
right,
and
so
and
we'll
I'm
follow up
available
with the.
Thursday morning. I've got some appointments Thursday afternoon. If it's something that you guys want me to jump on another Zoom call, I'd be more than happy to jump on and go over it during the meeting to answer any questions, or if you think that the demo that we've
I
got
can't until I
recorded, I'll
get to
have
the
Brett send
phone.
that over to you as soon as the meeting's over, and you guys can go from there.
Okay, love. Thank you guys so much.
All
All
right,
right. Thank
appreciate you.
you.
Have a great rest of
All
your
right,
day,
appreciate
closing
it.
out the end of the month and all that kind of fun stuff.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you
I'll
soon.
talk to you soon. Bye.
All right, bye.